My boyfriend and I have been dating for almost 2 years. So about 2 years ago is when I met him. We started dating immediately when we met. It was just kind of like this instant spark.
I think our relationship is definitely on the more traditional side of things.
How are you doing, babe? Do you need anything? Well, let me know what I can do for you. Are you gonna go back to sleep?
This is what my mornings look like as a 25-year-old stay-at-home girlfriend. I fill up vulcanized water bottles to make sure we're hydrated, tidied up our bedroom, made the bed. What do you say when people ask, what do you do? Like when you meet someone and when they ask, like, what do you do for a living?
What's up, everyone? This is the Luke and Kendall show.
Kendall K looked like she had life figured out. If you saw her on your For You page, your first thought was probably the same as everyone else's. Damn, she's pretty, she's peaceful, she's somewhere with an ocean view, drinking something green and expensive. There is soft music playing, there is not a single sign of a job or a worry or a Google calendar, just vibes, just luxury, just a whole aesthetic wrapped up in linen and filtered sunlight. She called herself a stay-at-home girlfriend, and for a while people loved it, like really loved it, while the rest of us were negotiating with the snooze button and wondering how we are still broke after payday. Kendall, she was in Puerto Rico folding laundry like it was some form of enlightenment. She wasn't hustling, she wasn't grinding, she was romanticizing her life. And the internet, they ate it up with two hands. But the thing about branding your whole identity around a fantasy is that when it starts falling apart, it really falls apart. There is no soft landing when the dream cracks. And that's what we saw in real time. Kendall went from soft life inspo to what not to do overnight. Not because she scammed anyone, not because she got exposed, but because her lifestyle just stopped being relatable and started being a reminder. A reminder that the dream of being taken care of, I mean the whole stay-at-home girlfriend lifestyle, or should I say fairy tale, isn't bulletproof. It's cute, yeah, until it's not. And when it stops working, the consequences always hit hard. Her boyfriend left, the money dried up, the lifestyle disappeared, the vlogs got quiet. Suddenly, the girl who had it all was left trying to figure out who she was without the relationship, without the routine, without the luxury filter, and she did it while everyone else watched. What happens when the man leaves, when the funding stops, when your personal brand is tied to a life that no longer exists? What's left when you can't film your morning matcha routine in someone else's kitchen? For Kendall, the answer didn't come in some private healing journey. It played out on the FYP page. This deep dive isn't about dragging her, it's about what her story says about internet culture, about financial dependence, and about the weird fantasy that we've built around opting out of the grind. Because the truth is, Kendall didn't invent the whole stay-at-home girlfriend thing, she just became the face of it, and now that the fantasy has crumbled, we're all left wondering, was it ever sustainable? Or was it just a pretty illusion that worked until it didn't? That being said, let's talk about it. But before we talk about it, let me introduce myself. Hi guys, my name is Jewel. Welcome to my channel. On this channel, I speak about whatever I want to speak about, whether they're trendy or not. I give deep dives, documentary, commentary, video essays. So if video essays are your cup of tea and you would love to see me next time, please like, share, subscribe, and thank you so much. That being said, before I get into this video, guys, this is my third time recording this video. I am so tired. The first time I recorded it, the gain on my recorder was so low I could barely hear myself, and the second time I recorded it, the new microphone I had gotten was rubbish, and when I went to check the review, literally it wasn't working, and I should have read the review. But yeah. So I'm back to recording. I am so tired, like I could do with sleep. But that being said, please share this video if you care, because there's just a lot that has been put into this video. And that being said, let's just get straight into this video. So now let's talk about Kendall K and the stay-at-home girlfriend lifestyle. Before Kendall K was filming herself lighting candles and calling it a day in my life, she was a college student in Colorado with a very decent camera roll and even better angles. She was a cheerleader, a part-time model, a baby influencer. She wasn't famous, but she just had enough followers to say, oh okay, I'm a digital creator, without flinching.
To college, and I have a degree, which is surprising because I'm not using it at all. I went to the University of Boulder in Colorado. It was so fun. I don't regret anything. I was in a sorority. I had the best time. I met some of my best friends there. Just truly changed my life going to that school. And when I was there, I was in the architecture and design school, and my major was design studies. So a lot of my classes were like about architecture, about graphic design, things like that. I honestly don't remember much. I did not do well in college, and I kind of knew that I wasn't going to pursue that as I was learning it, because that's when my social media started to pop off, and I was way more interested in creating content than I was in learning about how to build a house. But I did enjoy my time there.
Somewhere along the line, she apparently tested out OF, which, look, say what you want, but that just tells you two things. One, she understood what gets attention, and two, she wasn't afraid to lean into what gave her attention. Then came 2020, also known as the year influencers collectively decided that Tulum, Mexico was the center of the universe. Who can remember even the influencer would go to the Tulum gym and they would literally be working out with those woods? Like, if you're an influencer and you did not go to Mexico in 2020, then you're not really a fitness influencer. So basically, Tulum, Mexico is where Kendall and Lintz met, and this was during what was basically a sponsored vacation disguised as a networking trip.
My boyfriend and I have been dating for almost 2 years. So about 2 years ago is when I met him. We started dating immediately when we met. It was just kind of like this instant spark that just blossomed into this relationship. So we met in Tulum. We were on a trip together. We have a mutual friend who does these crazy Mexico trips to Tulum, and I've been invited on a few of the trips before. It was just a fun vibe. There was a ton of models that was invited, and Luke was invited on some of the trips too because he was friends with the guy. And then it just so happened that on one of the trips we both were invited, and on these trips we all stay in like a massive villa together. So you're just with this group for like 3 weeks straight. Like, you're literally in Mexico for 3 weeks with this one group in a big house, partying every day. It was the funnest environment to meet in, and him and I just connected and we just hung out every single day. We were just buddy. And then at the end of the trip, he invited me to keep traveling with him and come visit him in Puerto Rico. So I just have been glued to his side ever since I met him. And at 2 weeks into us meeting, he asked me to be his girlfriend. So things moved pretty fast, but they lasted because now we're going on 2 years of dating. So it all worked out.
Luke, he is Canadian. So then when they met, Luke was Canadian, younger, and already running a digital PR company with his brothers called Haki Enterprises. It had all the classic hallmarks. I'm talking about bold claims, flashy aesthetic, and a suspicious amount of social proof. If the company's energy could be summarized in one sentence, it would be something like, we'll get you followers, don't ask why. Literally, even if the followers are fake, something like that, don't ask how we are getting you these followers, but we'll get them to you. Luke had money, he had clout, and he had an Instagram verification. Kendall, she had the face and the algorithm on her side. Naturally, they hit it off. He later said that they had been together every day since then. And of course they were. It's very easy to spend every day together when one person has unlimited money and the other has nowhere else to be. Also, allegedly, Luke also does crypto, and if you all know, crypto has a bad rep, and anyone who comes and be like, oh, I get my money through crypto, I'm already looking at you judgmentally. But anyways, by early 2021, Kendall had packed her bags, quit her job, and moved to Puerto Rico to live with Luke. The rebrand was immediate. Gone was the college student era. In came the soft life. No day job, no deadlines, just vibes and domestic tasks that was staged for TikTok. Kendall didn't just become a stay-at-home girlfriend, she named it, she rebranded it, she branded it, she built an entire aesthetic around it. The apartment was pristine, the coffee was always poured, the candles, they were always lit. And Luke loved it. He leaned all the way in. He even helped launch a couple's Instagram page because nothing says this is genuine like a handle with both your names on it. And in interviews, he praised the whole dynamic. He said that he believed in traditional gender roles. He claimed that women should be in their feminine energy, whatever that means. Kendall nodded, she smiled, she vlogged it. Her days were now an endless cycle of productivity theater. Wake up, make the bed, make Luke's smoothie, water the plants, journal, prep lunch, and you know what, film all of it like a movie trailer for domestic bliss.
I think our relationship is definitely on the more traditional side of things. I personally really like that. Like that's what I was looking for in a relationship. I like being the breadwinner, so to speak. I like being in a very masculine position to be like working extremely hard in terms of money when we have kids in the future, being able to provide for all of that. And then I hate anything around the house, taking care of the home. And like I have perspective because I did that type of stuff when I was younger.
Yeah.
And so
Like chores and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, I had to do chores, and then like I lived by myself for a period of
You had
time.
to fend for yourself in certain areas.
And I think we're good with that because like you like doing that type of stuff.
Yeah.
It won't work if you didn't like doing that type of stuff. And there's women out there, of course, that don't like doing that type of stuff. Hopefully there's not men out there that don't like working because like that's pretty bad.
For me, the masculine feminine, the reason why I call it masculine and feminine is because for most of history there's been like these gender roles, like a more masculine gender role and a more feminine gender role. And up until recently is when people are starting to like really like challenge those roles. But I think it is a masculine instinct to want to like provide for a family. And I think it's a feminine instinct to want to be at the house, like taking care of the environment in which like you live and being like more nurturing. We both have the very strong pull to do each of the things that we're doing. And we really like it. And I think that's the benefits, is that we are doing the things that we really like to do and we get to shine. And I feel like together we have this like dynamic that is like super dialed in.
I would agree.
Make no mistake, this wasn't laziness, this was marketing. Kendall was packaging the fantasy and selling it, and for a minute it worked. Until TikTok caught wind in 2022. One of Kendall's morning routine videos went viral, and it went viral not in the way that she intended. The internet came for her, and when they came for her, they came for her hard. People weren't just unimpressed, they were confused. Someone commented and said she's a stay-at-home girlfriend with nothing to stay home from. Another called it daycare for adults with credit card. She was filling up water bottles and getting dragged like she posted tax fraud. Suddenly, the soft life looked more like soft satire. And look, he got hit too because viewers started calling and asking why a fully grown man needed his girlfriend to pour his water and make his bed, why she was essentially documenting her chores and calling it content. It didn't feel like romance anymore. It felt like a power imbalance that was dressed in neutral tones.
This is what my mornings look like as a 25-year-old stay-at-home girlfriend. I fill up Luke and I's water bottles to make sure we're hydrated, tidied up our bedroom, made the bed. Then I did my very long skincare routine. It's like 20 minutes long, and ice rolled. Then I did my 5-minute journal and went on a walk on the beach to get a coffee with Luke. And then I put my workout clothes on, did a workout at the gym with Luke, and afterwards made us some smoothie bowls.
Kendel shows us what she gets up to in a day as a stay-at-home girlfriend, with tasks including making superfood smoothie bowls and matcha lattes.
And then I planned out the rest of my day in my new planner. This is everything I did for my boyfriend today as a stay-at-home girlfriend. The first thing I always do is make him a coffee.
Boyfriend Luke pays for Kendel's every move, from luxurious holidays to Pilates classes.
And then I take it down to his office for him. Then he handed me his water bottle to fill up. And I realized I had to change the water filter, which I needed some help with. And then I continued to fill up his water with ice cubes.
And she spends her days doing things like cleaning, tidying, and making her partner drinks, while he works on running his PR firm.
Made Luke some chicken salad on toast, then made him another latte because he always likes to have a second one in the afternoon.
25-year-old Kendel met Luke on a trip to Tulum, and soon enough they ended up together, and Kendel moved to Puerto Rico to be with him.
Getting back into routine after traveling, I first made the bed all nice, took my morning probiotics, did my skincare routine, made myself a green juice. I always crave this when I first wake up. Made some fresh homemade macadamia nut milk. This is so creamy. Made Luke his iced latte with this vanilla syrup we bought in San Diego. Yum. Then I made myself a matcha. I always prefer matcha over coffee. I just feel like it gets me less jittery. Then I got to some journaling and planning. Lit a candle, then got to some dishes, unloaded and reloaded the dishwasher. Heated up some leftovers for Luke, and then made some overnight oats for myself. Made myself another matcha because I was starting to get tired. Then it was lunchtime. I made myself some tuna salad and unpacked Luke's suitcase for him. Then we took these scooters to our favorite oyster bar where we got some sashimi and oysters, finished off the night with some tea, skincare, and then it was lights out.
Honestly, I don't think there's anything wrong with documenting your day. People do it all the time, and some of those videos are very relaxing, but I can see where people came from, because again, the stay-at-home girlfriend brand or tag is very, very controversial, and to me it would never ever make sense, which we'll talk about later on in this video. Luke was no longer the provider, he was the guy directly holding the keys to her entire lifestyle. But here's where it gets messy, because for every critic there was someone saying, no, but I want this. Plenty of people watched Kendel's videos and thought, why not? She's got to skip the 9 to 5, she's living in a luxury apartment, she's filming aesthetically pleasing content instead of answering emails, and from that angle she wasn't dependent, she was free. Luke paid the bills, Kendel built a brand, and everybody won, except of course when they did not win, because eventually the question came up, and the one no one wanted to ask too loudly: what happens when your job is being someone else's girlfriend and that job suddenly ends? It was a quiet tension underneath all those perfect morning routine, the part of the story that did not fit the soft life aesthetic. But everyone saw it coming, and when the cracks finally showed, it all unraveled exactly the way you would expect. Now let's talk about Luke Lintz. So I would like to call this guy the guy who turned a relationship into a resume line, because before the whole $1 million views and stay-at-home girlfriend saga, Luke Lintz was just a kid from Canada with Wi-Fi, a little too much time on his hands, and a personality that screamed future tech bro. He didn't come from connections like other people. There was no silver spoon, no trust fund, no celeb family tree, but what he had was grind. At 16, while most of you guys watching me were struggling to pass math or just trying to be normal, Luke was already selling wireless headphones from his bedroom, and not in the I sold a few and I got bored kind of way. Like, it actually blew up. Then he brought his older brothers in. His older brothers' names are Jordan and Jackson, and together they created High Key Enterprises. Of course, he started with selling gadgets, but pretty quickly he pivoted to what they are really known for now, and that is manufacturing influence.
So when he was 16, so around 11th grade up in Canada, he and his brother, if I remember this correctly, started the true wireless earbud craze in North America. And they succeeded. They did a good job, and then they failed, crashed and burned. But it's all part of the battle. That's the part of entrepreneurship. And then they got up, they dusted themselves off, they learned what they did wrong, and they figured it out. And then they decided they were going to start up the High Key Agency, which is a public relations agency. Now it's based in Puerto Rico, where it's a little bit warmer than Manitoba.
So they do celebrity shout out, Instagram growth, and brand image cleanup. So basically, if your social presence needed Botox, they were the ones holding the syringe. Yeah. By his early 20s, Luke was already calling himself a CEO, and he was claiming an 8-figure business and posting like his life was a pitch deck. He had the clients to back it up. Kevin Hart, Lil Baby, Khloe Kardashian, etc. Those kind of people, they were like his clients, plus he had over 1 million Instagram followers. So the whole brand was just built around making people look more important online.
Celebrities such as Kevin Hart, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, of course the Kardashians. I mean, if you're going to go A-list, they're famous for being famous.
And Luke made sure to include himself in the package. He would talk about living narrative, and this is something that he spoke about a lot, which is his way of saying your online life should be a story you control, which I agree. Which honestly fair, but the way he applies it, every post, every video, every quote is curated like an ad campaign, and eventually that mindset did not stop at business. In 2021, he moved from Winnipeg, Canada to Puerto Rico. Officially for business, but unofficially also for the taxes, because I think that's where Logan Paul is also living, because I did a deep dive on Logan Paul. If you've not watched it, it's down, I'll put it in the description box. He moved from California to Puerto Rico because Puerto Rico you pay very little tax or something like that. But yeah, but the bigger shift wasn't just location, it was personal, because that's when he met Kendel K. Kendel K, she was a micro influencer, she was a model, and she was the definition of TikTok soft life. She was pretty, she was peaceful, and she was edited to perfection in some type of way. But one thing I noticed when I was watching her old videos is that Kendel K looks like someone that was so free. We have friends dancing and just having fun. And once they got together, it didn't just feel like a relationship, it felt like a rollout. He had the empire, she had the vibes. He paid the bills, she filmed the candles. Their entire setup looked like a lifestyle brand, but with feelings. Luke leaned into it. He helped create a couple's Instagram. He talked openly about traditional gender roles, and he praised Kendel for the fact that she had this feminine energy, like she was a working ad for his worldview. She wasn't just a girlfriend, she became proof that his idea of a perfect relationship worked. He provided, she stayed home, she stayed pretty, and she stayed on camera. Their relationship was turned into a public display of gender roles that was rebranded as content. And for a while, people bought it. Some people loved it, some people hated it, but either way, they watched, and that was the goal. Because Luke didn't just build a business, he built a persona. And when you're selling curated narratives for a living, your personal life doesn't stay personal. It becomes part of the product. So while people saw couple goals, what they were really seeing was marketing. Soft life, sure, but with a business plan underneath. And when things finally fall apart, we'll get to that. But for now, just know that this wasn't just love, it was strategy. Was love without... What's love without tragedy? Okay, tragedy. I was thinking it was strategy. What's love without tragedy? What's love without tragedy? Marilyn Monroe. Okay, guys, I mean, sorry about that. But anyways, now let's speak about the viral fame and the great soft life meltdown. So Kendall K went viral for a video that did not feature a scandal, a story time, or anything even remotely dramatic, which is very weird for the kind of digital age we're living in today. She went viral. There was no tea, no tears, just vibes. It was a video called Morning Routine as a 25-year-old stay-at-home girlfriend. And if you blinked, you would think that you were watching an ad for candles and collagen. She wakes up in a silk pajamas, she makes coffee, she fills up water bottles, she blends green juice, she does her skincare, like full skincare. We're talking LED mask, ice rollers, a self-care montage that was so intense. It probably counted as cardio. She journals, she goes on a beach walk, she walks out with her boyfriend Luke and makes them matching matcha or matching smoothie bowls. I say matching matcha. She makes them matching smoothie bowls. She sips a matcha. Then she spends the rest of the day living softly. Luke is mostly in the background. He's working and Kendall is the one on camera. She's the calm, she's the aesthetic, she's the content. And for a few days, the video did what lifestyle content is supposed to do. It racked up millions of views, like 6 to 8 million views depending on who you ask. But here is the thing. While the video was technically just another peaceful vlog, something about it made people lose their minds. The comment section flipped and they flipped fast. It went from, oh my god, goals, to girl, what is this? People called her life empty. They called her day pointless. One person basically said that she's a house cat. Someone else zoomed in on her planner and asked, a planner to plan what? And suddenly Kendall K, who literally just posted herself existing, became public enemy number one. But this wasn't just about her filling a water bottle. This was projection. People weren't reacting to her. They were reacting to what she represented. Because for some, her life looked peaceful, but for others, it looked like a warning. And for most people, it hit a nerve that they didn't even know that they had. You could feel the tension. People asking questions like, is this a luxury or is this a trap? Is this woman free or is she just a very quiet employee with no paycheck? And then it got worse. Someone screenshotted a frame from the video and zoomed in on her journal, and what is said did not match the vibe. While the visual showed her like smiling in the gym mirror and sipping smoothies, the journal revealed that she felt lonely, she felt bored, even insecure about her appearance. It was a soft life on camera, but behind the scenes it wasn't giving peace, it was giving quiet panic. That flipped the entire narrative. Suddenly, it wasn't just this lifestyle looks empty. Now it was, she knows that it's actually empty, but she's doing it anyway. And the internet, they ran with it. Parodies started popping up. People recreated her routine with fake voiceovers, mocking the endless skincare and the planner full of nothing. The hashtag stay at home girlfriend blew up, but the tone shifted. What used to feel aspirational now looked isolating. Like, sure, it's cute at first, but how long can you scroll Pinterest and refill water bottles before your brain starts leaking? And yet, not everyone hated it. For every person making jokes, there was always someone saying, no, but actually, I'll take this life in a heartbeat, you know? People saw comfort, they saw time. They saw a woman who didn't have to work, who didn't have to hustle, who didn't even have to set an alarm. And yeah, some people envied that, because if you are drowning in capitalism, even someone else's boredom can look like freedom. That tension, the tension between mocking her and wanting to be her, is what made the video explode. And suddenly everyone had the questions. What is a stay-at-home girlfriend? Is it a lifestyle? Is it a job? Is it a temporary arrangement with soft lighting? Is it empowering or just dependency with a skincare routine? Because by the end of 2022, the stay-at-home girlfriend tag had over 100 million views. Other influencers started jumping on the trend, more routines, more matcha, more quiet mornings that felt one small crisis away from unraveling. The aesthetic was in, and Kendall had accidentally become its face. And to her credit, she didn't pretend that it wasn't happening. In interviews, she said, "Some people highly disagree with my lifestyle choices, and some people wish they could live a life of feminine leisure." Which, honestly, fair point. Not everyone dreams of grinding for a living. Some people dream of not doing that. She also admitted that most of her time wasn't spent creating content. It was spent doing things for look, making sure that the house was clean, making sure that she looked good, making sure the brand, also known as their relationship, stayed polished. And for her, it was the job. She wasn't just resting, she was performing a full-time role. Even if it did not come with a monthly salary or a W-2. As for the hate, she didn't read it. She said that she doesn't handle negativity well, and sometimes ignorance is bliss. And honestly, yeah, if the comments are going to treat your entire existence like a case study in gender dynamics, maybe it's better not to refresh. Because what people were reacting to wasn't really Kendall, it was the friction between two extremes. And those extremes are ambition versus peace, hustle versus comfort, and career versus being cared for. And no one could quite agree on which one was better or which one was worse. That's why the video didn't go viral, it lit a fuse. What do we get when you trade structure for stillness? Is that freedom, or is it just a pretty version of stock? Kendall didn't answer that. She filmed her morning, and maybe that's why it hit so hard, because for a second her life looked like the answer. Then you looked closer and realized that it might be the question. So now let's speak about Luke's traditional belief and influence on Kendall, and also controversial views. Luke Lintz wasn't just her boyfriend, he was the rebrand. From the very beginning, Luke made it clear what kind of relationship that he wanted, and honestly, he didn't shut up about it. He believed that men should provide and women should, in his own words, rest in their feminine energy. Which sounds cute until you realize that it's basically just 1950s gender roles with a TikTok filter slapped on top. To Luke, this wasn't outdated, it was structure, it was balance. Because according to him, men lead and women soften. Simple as that. He said it in interviews, in tweets, in podcasts. It was his favorite talking point. He said it like he thought that he invented it. And Kendall, she listened. She deleted her OF account. She dropped the IG body look. She rebranded the entire vibe. The content went from sexy to soft, from lingerie to latte art. Suddenly, it was all candles, gym vlogs, and daily matcha. Not because she woke up one day and decided that she wanted that, but because Luke didn't want a girlfriend who used to do that. Kendall later admitted that the OF thing still bothered him, and he never fully let it go. Even if he didn't say out loud, the message was obvious. If you want to keep this life, you need to play the part. And so she did. The apartment stayed flawless. Her captions, they started to sound suspiciously like Luke's tweet. She said she was proud to do all the girly things so that he could focus on being the provider. He made the money, she made the bed. He booked meetings, she folded laundry on cameras. And it worked. Visually, everything looked peaceful, everything looked productive, they looked in sync. But it wasn't just vibes, it was branding. Luke didn't just influence her energy, he influenced her content, her tweet. He shaped the entire image that we got to know Kendall for. And if you look at her old videos of 2020, you can see a stark difference. Even facially, she changed. This wasn't just Kendall falling in love, it was Kendall being edited in real life. And while she was uploading smoothie bowls and journaling, Luke was on Twitter saying things like, "A good wife makes you rich." You'd post about how the best women are the one who believe in your vision and stay out of your way. He never framed it as control. He called it leadership. His fans called it being alpha. His critics, people criticized him and they called it what it was. But regardless of what you called it, it stuck. To me, he was giving me Andrew Tate follower vibes, I'm not gonna lie. Kendall said it herself. I changed my whole content for him. And she did. The version of her that existed before Luke, that was this confident, independent, beautiful, free-looking girl building her own thing, it basically disappeared. She became the aesthetic that he wanted. Soft, silent, unproblematic. If you weren't paying attention, it looked like love. But if you were paying attention, it looked like marketing.
No, you gave up everything for him. Okay, can you tell me about the call? I mean, it all goes back to OnlyFans. I mean, his whole family's like Christian. Like, his dad's super Christian, his mom's Christian, his brother Jackson is like really Christian. So like, of course, like Luke has like some Christian like morals. Basically, he just should have never pursued an OnlyFans girl. His morals were so misaligned with mine, and you know, I'm still okay with it. Everything in the sex work industry, I'm such an open-minded person. I don't have any judgment or negative feelings about that, and I don't regret anything. And he's like mad at me that I don't regret it. He's mad that I don't have the same mindset that he does about it.
He thinks that you should be like, fuck, I wish I never did OnlyFans.
Yes, he thinks that like
that was so
OnlyFans
dumb.
is like demonic. He literally has been using those words.
That's a heavy word.
Demonic. And that when we met, because we met through the same person, which was my OnlyFans manager, a demonic dark energy. And that's why we got together, because we were like, through trauma, we were tied together. Like, these are his words. All like religious stuff he's talking about. Like,
which you just aren't aligned with either.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a spiritual person, but I'm not religious.
I know, they're
and
different.
Religious is like, believes in like
the devil.
The devil, and like that there's like something afterwards, and that he doesn't want to get dragged into this like devilish energy. And he said that he felt like the whole time we were together he was fighting demons. This is just his perspective. I'm just saying everything that he says, because when he was on the phone, I just let him talk. Like, I did not want to break up. Like, I don't have anything negative to say. Like, I put OnlyFans for him. I made that decision. And like, now we're good. At least that's my perspective.
Yeah,
right?
like,
But he's not like that.
Can't let it go.
I was an OnlyFans girl, even though I quit. That was such a big part of my life that made me happy. Like, I love doing photo shoots. I love like wearing tiny outfits. I love feeling sexy. I love using my body as art. Even if I'm not doing OnlyFans, like, I'm still doing those things. I've been like meeting with my therapist, trying to like find happiness again. And like, one of the things I've been doing is getting back into doing photo shoots, and Luke does not like that. And what that drew the line was like that photo of me in a red bikini. This photo
Did something change?
Oh, I archived it. Here, let me unarchive it.
You archived it?
Only because it didn't look good on my feed right now.
Oh.
I'm like not gonna.
I'm laughing
because it's red, and red doesn't really look good on my feed. No, because I love the photos.
Oh my gosh,
but they're so
I love
like
them.
Sexy, because I have under boob. Like, I'm having fun.
Still, the image sold. They became the poster couple for the stay-at-home girlfriend trend. TikTok ate it up. Soft mornings, traditional dynamics. He works, I journal energy. And people argued about it. Because of course, was it cute? Of course it was cute. Was it controlling? Was she empowered? Or was she just living in someone else's business plan? Was she putting all her eggs in someone else's basket? But at the end of the day, one thing was clear. Kendall didn't just have a boyfriend. She had a brand manager. And he knew exactly what he was doing. So now let's talk about how the soft life went cute until it didn't. But before I go on, I just want to tell you guys that the first time I recorded this video, I actually called my girlfriend and told her that I wanted to be a stay-at-home girlfriend. So later on this video, I'm going to play that for you guys to see how the whole conversation went. But yeah, so stay tuned if you want to see that. But anyways, Kendall K didn't invent the stay-at-home girlfriend trend. But let's be real, she became it. One day she's posting harmless morning routines, and the next, TikTok turns her into the poster child for an entire lifestyle. And people, they ate it up. They ate it up because honestly, the timing was perfect. Hustle culture had been on life support since 2020. Everyone was over the whole girl boss era. LinkedIn felt like, and it still feels like, a scam. Nobody wanted the rise and grind life anymore. They just wanted to be left alone with their matcha and their houseplant. And I'm one of them. I'm not gonna lie. And then Kendall showed up like, hey, what if I just, didn't work? And people listened. People listened because she made it look simple. She'll wake up in a luxury apartment, cuddle her boyfriend, drink something green, go on a walk, do skincare for 40 minutes, make a smoothie, take a nap, no job, no stress, just peace and Pilates. She even said it out loud. I don't dream of labor. I dream of being a hot housewife. And the internet collectively said, honestly, girl, same. To Kendel, depending on a man wasn't being anti-feminist, it was a smart choice. Why go into survival mode when you can just opt out and let your boyfriend do capitalism for you? She and other stay-at-home influencers called it radical softness, like choosing calm in a world that runs on anxiety. And yeah, that part makes sense. They framed it like freedom. You're not chasing a career, you're not sacrificing your peace. You're waking up slowly. You're going to therapy, you're reading, you're doing yoga, you're healing your inner child or whatever. And instead of working a job that you hate for someone who doesn't even know your name, you focus on being the best version of yourself while somebody else covers the bills. Which sounds empowering until you remember that you're not married. That's when the cracks start showing. Because being a stay-at-home girlfriend means everything you have is based on vibe, not a contract, not a prenup, just a man deciding whether or not you still fit into his life plan. No matter how pretty the apartment is, you still want breakup away from losing the whole lifestyle. People pointed this out early, like people said, hey, this is unpaid labor with a ring light. One comment said it best. It's all fun and games until he breaks up with you and now you don't even have a resume. That is just the truth. A stay-at-home wife has rights, legal ones. A stay-at-home girlfriend has nothing. So when things end, you don't get alimony, you don't split assets, you just pack up your skin serums and try not to cry on the flight back home.
Here's an advice for all the stay-at-home girlfriends. You need to have your own. I cannot stress this enough. I've seen this as a trend, a lot of stay-at-home girlfriends. Well, I'm here for it. I just want to give you guys an advice. Be smart. Until you get that wife status, nothing is secure for you. You should not drop every single thing that you're doing to stay at home and let this man take control of every single thing, because you do not have that wife status yet. So please and please be smart. While it's cute, while it's nice to be a stay-at-home girlfriend, until you get that ring on your finger, you're married, you've got those papers signed, be smart, okay?
This is what my mornings look like as a 25-year-old stay-at-home.
I feel crazy that nobody seems to be talking about what I see as one of the most problematic aspects of the stay-at-home girlfriend trend, which is that when you stay at home and support your boyfriend to go to work and earn his money and develop in his career, you are not receiving any of those things for yourself. You are not building your finances, you are not developing your own career, and critically, you are not contributing to your retirement fund, which you are going to need in future when that relationship inevitably ends, which it will, because all romantic relationships end eventually, and most of them don't just end because somebody died, they end because you broke up. And if you are not legally his spouse, you are not entitled to any of the money he earned while you were together, and you certainly will not be benefiting from the way that he grew his career. Of course, this can depend a little bit on the jurisdiction you're in. For example, where I live in Australia, if you cohabitate with someone romantically for 2 years, that can confer on you status of de facto spouse, which does mean you can be entitled to things like the other person's finances. But I'm going to guess most of these stay-at-home girlfriends are not in such a jurisdiction and have not considered this. So while they probably think it's like subversive to just nope out of the sort of capitalistic career climbing ladder, all they're doing is reproducing patriarchal structures that set women up to serve men, but they are also not receiving any of the gains of the legal protections of being a spouse. I even saw one of these stay-at-home girlfriends refer to herself as giving the kind of wife experience with the girlfriend package, and I was like, did you just say out loud that you are basically offering wifely duties at a lower price? And of course, this is not even going into how white and privileged it is to be able to leave the workforce or make this choice in the first place. But if you are going to devote your whole day to setting up a really nice life for a man, make sure you're going to get 50% when it ends.
This is what my mornings look like as a 25-year-old stay-at-home girlfriend. I fill up.
Girl, that's not a thing. You're just unemployed. Your boyfriend's like 72 years old, ain't he? He makes you do chores and shit, doesn't he? I'm just playing. I kind of want to be a stay-at-home girlfriend. Damn, that sounds...
Finance expert Fanush Torabi called the whole thing a scam. Not the soft life itself, but the economics of being a soft girlfriend or a stay-at-home girlfriend. If you care about empowerment, you have to care about money, because no matter how balanced your relationship is, if one person controls the finances, they control the decisions. And that's not hypothetical. That's just how it works.
Pros and cons of being a stay-at-home girlfriend. Pros: I don't have to work. I don't have to report to anybody. I can sleep in every day. I get to take care of myself, be in my feminine flow. When I'm tired, I get to rest. When I have energy, I do things. Like, I don't have any schedule for myself. I'm very much like in the flow of what feels good for me, and like I have time to just pursue what I really want to do, which is like content creation, cook, take care of myself, like take care of my boyfriend, take care of our house. Like, there's just a lot of freedom that comes with it. The only con is that I don't have much of my own income, but it doesn't really affect me much because my boyfriend does cover most of our expenses. I'm like kind of a minimalist, believe it or not. Like, I'm not like a huge, like, I need all the newest things, all like the fanciest things. I do like nice things, but like, I don't know. I just don't really feel the need to like have a ton of my own money for some reason. It doesn't bother me. Maybe another con would be like, sometimes I get bored and lonely because I'm all the way, but that could be also because I'm all the way out here in Puerto Rico, and so I don't have much people I know here. So like sometimes when Luke works all day and he works also on the weekends and I'm just by myself, I can get like a bit lonely and like just like too much into my routine. I don't know if that has to do with being a stay-at-home girlfriend, because even if I worked, I think that would still happen to me. I think that's just part of my personality. How's life? Life is amazing. I'm so happy right now. I feel like I'm really in this routine that I love, and I have a lot of fun travel plans.
A bunch of women who have been in these setups have spoken up about it. They've spoken up about how fast things shift when you're fully dependent. Suddenly you're afraid to spend money and you feel like you just have to ask before buying anything. You stay quiet. It's not because you want to, but because you have to. You're literally walking on eggshells. So there's this former stay-at-home girlfriend. Her name is Bella Greenlee. She said that she said something, and what she said is so immaculate. She said, if you give a man the power to feed you, he also has the power to starve you. That's not a metaphor. That's literally a warning.
Coming from somebody who has been a stay-at-home girlfriend for 3 years, it's not the life you want. And when I say stay-at-home wife, mom, girlfriend, whatever, I mean you are relying solely on your partner's income. But I saw a quote a long time ago, and I wish I listened to it. If you give a man the power to feed you, he also has the power to starve you. But when I tell you there was no amount of gifts, trips, nothing truly made me happy. And honestly, I convinced all of you that I was living the life. I feel like that's what a lot of women do. They try to convince themselves and everybody else that they're enjoying their life of not having anything for themselves. I was showing you guys this nice apartment, my daily Target runs, you know, I was going crazy every single day. And there is a lawyer on TikTok, but she said the divorce rate with stay-at-home moms and wives is very high. It's kind of the same story every time on why they're filing for divorce. You know, the man says, you don't have to work, just stay with me. All you gotta do is take care of the family. To a lot of you guys, that would be music to your ears. If he is paying for your whole life and you don't have any income at all, there will start to be a resentment. I'm just glad I was young. I didn't have any kids. I was not married. I was able to start my life before I wasted more years just staying in the house. Being in a relationship where you know you will have nothing when you leave, or if this person ever leaves, that's not gonna feel good, you know? And also something else I didn't like about having my life completely funded. You kind of have to let them do whatever they want. To like go about things differently and tolerate a lot of BS because your life is on the line. And as delusional as I was, I knew that I never wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. Once you add kids into the equation, you're probably never gonna leave. Because once you pop out that kid, that's when you really sign a death contract. Like, you can't go back now. Because if you leave, not only do you have to fend for yourself, you have to fend for an innocent life too. So you're definitely not leaving if you have no income. I ain't doing no wrestling. Getting back into the workforce is not easy. Go ahead and do your research. And I'm pretty sure you're thinking, oh, I could just get alimony. That's like a unicorn. Do you know how much money that man makes? Did you make him sign a prenup? Because you will get comfortable staying at home, not doing shit. And then before you know it, 10 years passes by, you got kids, your husband's cheating on you with a younger woman. Are you gonna stay or are you gonna take your kids, get a divorce, get a job? Staying home and taking care of the kids and the house, I think that's outdated. We're in a different time now. I do believe a man should provide, but I do believe that you should have your own income too. I'm just gonna be real. I think all men cheat, especially if they have money. They have access to hundreds of women that look better than you. That might be controversial, but it's the truth. So I don't think that putting your whole life into a man's hands is a good idea right now. But I'm just being real and I'm just trying to look out for the young women who are planning their whole lives around being a stay-at-home wife. And I hope that there are some stay-at-home wives, moms, girlfriends watching this. I hope you guys can put your pride aside and back me up in the comments and tell them I'm right. Anyways, I hope you guys listen to me, even though you probably won't. Love you.
And Kendall, she became the case study. And she went from soft life inspiration to, oh my God, or oh no, real quick. The matcha, the journaling, the morning routines, they stopped looking aspirational. They started looking like a coping mechanism. And the internet, they noticed. Someone even called the stay-at-home girlfriend lifestyle at will employment, which honestly, it's way too accurate. No benefits, no protections, and you can be replaced at any point in time, and you can be replaced without warning. There is no HR, just vibes. And when the vibes expire, so does the entire setup. Even people who used to want her life, they started second guessing. The comments turned, people went from goals to this feels sad. And it did, because underneath the soft lighting was a woman who had built her entire life around someone else's ability and willingness to keep her there. And when he didn't, it was over, just like that. No transition plan, no safety net, just an empty planner and a TikTok page full of routines that don't apply anymore. That's the real truth behind the soft life. The soft life looks peaceful, but only because someone else is doing the hard part. And when they stop, le bâton, you're on your own. Now let's speak about Luke Lintz, and I'm going to analyze him, and I want you guys to answer this question. Would you classify Luke Lintz as someone who is a supportive partner or just someone who is really good at control? Because back in 2022, Luke Lintz, like I said, he looked like the blueprint. You know, the luxury boyfriend, the guy with money, freedom, and enough self-awareness to stay off camera while Kendall sipped matcha on a balcony and filmed her fifth "What I Eat in a Day" video. In her content, Luke was basically furniture. He was expensive, supportive, and always in the background. If she wanted a juicer, he paid. If she wanted candles, planners, or a 2-hour skincare routine, he didn't blink. People clowned Kendall for not having a real job, but her fans said it didn't matter. This was the job. Being soft was the job. She was even getting TikTok money. And Luke, he funded the whole aesthetic. She called him golden. She said that he treated her better than anyone else ever had. And for a minute, it really did look like a fairy tale to so many people. It looked like someone had taken a 1950s romance, removed the casual misogyny, and just added mood lighting. But then people started actually watching. Like, people started really watching. And by 2023, the whole vibe had shifted. Reddit threads, they stopped being fan pages and they started sounding more like intervention groups. TikTok comments turned into checklists for red flags. People weren't just asking, how does she afford this? They were asking, why does she have no friends? Why does she never leave the house alone? Why does it feel like she's just orbiting around him? And the wild part, Kendall, she low-key confirmed it. She said herself that her boyfriend mattered more than her friends. Yo, I used to be there. Your friends will tell you when the person you're with is very toxic for you. Because when you're in love, when you are in love, all you see is love. You do not see the bad. Most times you don't see the bad part of someone or the manipulative part of someone, and you think that the person loves you. I remember one of my friends liked her, and I used to like, the thing is, I'll kind of make excuses, but one thing about me, I don't know how to lie. So I'll literally tell my person at that time, I'll be like, oh yeah, my best friend doesn't like you. And she will try to like make things better, or try to like, oh, let's set up like a date, or let's go and see her. Let's like, and my best friend will be like, nah, I don't want to see her. And I'm like, yeah, she doesn't want to see you. But then I was like making excuses because I'm like, even though she's doing this, blah, blah. I was just blinded by love. And I realized that somehow I was isolated from my friends. I wasn't close to my friends as I was before I met this person. And that's the thing. That is the thing. When you're in a relationship and your life is orbiting around the person that you're with, especially if you're not married, that's a red flag that you should look out for. Yeah. But anyways, let's continue. Loki, Kendall, she confirmed it. She said that she said that her boyfriend mattered more than her friends, and that she felt lonely, unstimulated, sometimes straight up bored. Of course, I'm going to feel bored. And that's not exactly the soft life dream that she sold on camera. And that's when people started looking at Luke a little sideways. Yeah, he supported her, but he also set up the terms for him supporting her. Does that make sense? He made her delete her OF because he didn't like it. She left her job. She left her independence, her whole vibe. And it wasn't just a slight shift. She did a full personality rebrand. Kendall 2.0 was quiet. She was polished. She was wholesome. Still pretty, but not provocative. Still visible, but less herself. Luke said that he believed in traditional roles. You know, the kind where the man leads and the woman supports and everything's equal, as long as she does not disagree. His idea of love sounded less like a partnership and more like onboarding a new assistant. And slowly, it started to feel like Kendall had been hired, not dated. To his fans, he was still the dream. He was rich, he was generous, he was out of the way. But to a growing number of people, it looks like he just wanted the perks of marriage, and that is control in his own sense, control, loyalty, and care. So he just wanted all this without any aspect of the responsibility. For example, no ring, no legal ties, just a lifestyle arrangement where he had to be in charge of someone else's entire reality. And that reality fell apart the second that he left. Because after the breakup, Kendall didn't just like lose a boyfriend. She lost everything tied to him. She lost the apartment, the car, the insurance, the life. She didn't just have a broken heart. She had no plan.
How are you? Like, how are you actually? Like, are you...
It's hard because I feel so empty and lost. Like, he was the center of my life.
Yeah, you've literally done everything for him.
Like, I moved my whole life to be with him. I changed up my entire content, my entire career, my location. I don't have any friends anymore. Like, I literally, like, gave up everything to be with him. Devoted so much of my life to him. Every day I would, like, taking care of him. Like, making him breakfast, lunch, dinner, doing laundry, like, packing our stuff, unpacking things. Like, I was in charge of the household because of him. Like, when I'm living by myself, like, that's not how things look. I'm not in the kitchen all day, like, that's for sure. Like, I love to cook, but I'm not, when I'm by myself, it's, like, way different. I'm just, like, so lost, and
yeah, I mean,
it's hard because he's taken care of me for so long, so it's, like, I'm starting to look at houses, and I'm like, holy fuck, like, I have to pay for this shit myself now, like.
Yeah, it's terrifying. When you're in a relationship, you always have an answer to most of your questions because is pre-decided. It's pre-decided. Things are pre-decided because you have someone, and it's like, well, if they work in this place, that's where you live. For so many years, it's like, Luke likes to eat steak. Like, that means we're gonna have steak every night. Yes, like, I don't have to decide what to eat. Exactly. I don't have the little things, even just like that. Yeah, like. And Luke has business in Dubai. Like, okay, we're going to Dubai for 2 weeks. And like, now you have, now it's a blank slate. And having a blank slate is really scary. Everywhere I imagine myself living, I just imagine myself, like, falling into this depression. Because I'm like, I'm just me alone. Like, anywhere in the world, I'm going to be alone. No, dude, not at all. I'm always going to be your friend. And I'm always going to come see you. It's so weird that you're...
So yeah, people started asking real questions. Was Luke supportive, or was he strategic? Was he empowering her or building something that she didn't even realize that she was trapped inside? Maybe the answer is both, or maybe the real problem isn't Luke himself, it's the setup. One person gives everything up to live inside someone else's world, and no matter how curated it looks on TikTok, dependence is still dependence. And once the person funding it stops showing up, so does the dream. And suddenly all that soft lighting, it doesn't matter. Because now you have no backup, no safety net, and 100 videos that don't even make sense anymore. Because again, she deleted those videos. Like, most of the videos that I saw during my research were like people who stitched the videos together, if that makes sense. And then there were articles online that also spoke about it, but when you click on the link and you go to the page, the videos, they do not exist. But there was an article online that I said I did like screenshots and analyze everything, which that was very, very helpful for me during my research. So yeah, now let's talk about the breakup and its fallout, because yeah, by late 2023 the soft life didn't end quietly. It straight up imploded. No goodbye post, no heartfelt reflection, just silence, and the couple content. Like I said earlier, it disappeared. The morning vlog stopped, and if you were paying attention, it wasn't hard to piece together what happened. So Kendall and Luke, they were over, and for regular couples, that would have been the end of it. But this wasn't just a breakup, it was the collapse of an entire brand. Kendall had built her whole entire identity and personality, her content, her routine, her livelihood around being the perfect stay-at-home girlfriend. Luke wasn't just her boyfriend, he was the lifestyle, and when he left, the lifestyle went with him. She eventually confirmed it. Luke had ended the relationship. Why, you may ask? Apparently it was because of her past, more specifically her old OF account, which he knew before they even got into a relationship or whatever. Okay, they've been together since day one, but he knew at some point before he changed her. And yeah, so the OF account, the one that he asked her to shut down, she shut down, but he still could not get over it. The one that she tried to erase to fit into his vision of what a good woman looks like. This girl, she changed everything, her brand, her appearance, her content, and it still was not enough. Luke never got over the fact that she had an OF account, and that's what she said, and that alone just tells you everything. But that was just Kendall's version. Of course, Reddit got involved. There was some anonymous source, anonymous because of course there's always someone anonymous that knows every celebrity. Anyway, so this person dropped a full rundown, said that there was fights in Bali, there was tension in Dubai, that Luke allegedly called her a demon and told her to delete her Instagram page, and she said no. So the whole thing started sounding less like a breakup and more like the final chapter of a brand partnership gone wrong. The problem wasn't cheating or drama, it was values. Luke wanted someone to disappear into his world, and Kendall still wanted to be visible in her own world. Because who are you to tell me to take off my Instagram, delete my Instagram?
He's very possessive. And he agrees that he's possessive. Like, he thinks that's like a Christian value, just like be possessive over your woman. He believes that like the body is sacred. You shouldn't be sharing that. You should not be sharing your body because it's sacred. There's just so many things. He's like, I lied to myself our whole relationship that I was okay with this. He doesn't regret being with me. Like, we did. He doesn't. No, we had a great relationship, but he thinks that he should have never pursued me. He was lying to himself by thinking that he would be okay with being with an OnlyFans girl. He just loved our connection so much at the beginning and wanted it to work out so well that he like hid his true feelings about how uncomfortable he was like with me and my content. And I see it show up in so many ways. Like I wanted to wear this dress out in Dubai, and like he thought it was like too sexy for me to wear. He's trying to tell me that I can't wear a dress to dinner. I'm an artist. I want to feel free. Even regardless of that, you should feel like you can wear whatever you want to wear without anyone saying anything about it. A part of me is very wholesome. It just doesn't feel like unconditional love if it only loves me if I'm this like Christian wholesome girl. Like, yeah, it's just not me. No. Like I do have a wholesome part of me, but that's not your entire being. And you have to give up pieces of who you are in order to make him happy. I mean, it's normal to sacrifice things. It's normal to sacrifice things, so that's where I struggle. Well, you were sacrificing. You kept giving up the things that I know. And then it just wasn't enough. It was never enough. Everything I was giving up was never enough. And I started to realize that when he was like, I don't want you to do swimwear content anymore. I'm like, what do you mean? Wow. Like, what? So do you want me to just post, like, photos in, like, sweaters and jeans? Like, I don't even wear that.
And when you really think about it, the way things just played out wasn't all that surprising, because Kendel didn't just lose a boyfriend, she lost everything. On a podcast, she admitted that she had no car, no savings, no backup plan. She felt empty, like she didn't know who she was without Luke. And you could hear it in her voice. This wasn't just heartbreak, this was identity loss. Because when your whole life is built around someone else's structure and they pull the plug, you don't just feel sad, you feel stranded. And of course, the internet, they pounced. People stitched her old content, they dug up warnings from years ago. They quoted that one viral line: if you give a man the power to feed you, he also has the power to starve you. And this wasn't just some overdramatic reaction. It was what actually happened. Kendel gave up everything: financial freedom, career momentum, even her own social circle. She admitted that she prioritized Luke over friendships. She scaled her whole life around him. And then he left, and the house of cards, they came down. Meanwhile, Luke walked away untouched, still rich, still praising his fan base, still tweeting out self-help quotes like none of this ever happened. People said that he set boundaries, that she should have saved money, that this wasn't his responsibility. Technically, maybe, but come on. Luke got years of support. He got years of attention, homemade meals, and a girlfriend who bent her entire life to match his blueprint, which I'm not saying it's what you should do. You should never ever live your life to please a man. That's where I start from. Like, if you want to do something, do it from the bottom of your heart, not because someone is telling you to do it. If not, he will not be with you. That's what I mean, because some of you know how to twist words. And the thing is, even though she did all this, she basically changed her entire life to match the version of a woman that he had in his head. He gave her no security in return. He gave her no safety net, no protection, just access. And what did he do with that access? He took it back. That is not a relationship. That's an unpaid role in someone else's brand strategy. Fanush Torabi, a finance expert, said it best: stay-at-home girlfriends have no legal standing. No matter how much time or energy you invest, you leave with nothing. No matter how many smoothies you blend or how supportive you are, it's all vibes until the money leaves the room. And for Kendel, it left fast. She went from private flights to figuring out rent, from matcha lattes in content houses to asking herself how she even is without him. And yeah, she's rebuilding, she still has an audience, she's posting. She'll probably land on her feet, but the damage is already done. This wasn't just a breakup, it was a public reminder of what happens when your whole life is built on someone else's terms, and once they're done with you, so is a dream. So let's talk more about what happened to Luke after the breakup. Because here is the thing, yeah, after everything blew up, Luke did not spiral, he didn't go live with tears in his eyes, he didn't post sad boy quotes on his stories, he didn't hop on a podcast to say, I just need time to heal. He didn't do a hobo tour on breaking up, DDG, I'm talking about you. The thing is, he just moved on, like completely. 1 minute, Kendel is out here posting how she has no cars, no savings, and no clue what to do with her life. The next, Luke is launching a podcast called Road to a Billion, and he's never pretending to acknowledge what just happened. Just full throttle back into biohacking. full throttle back into mindset hacks and talking about money like it's a personality trait. And no, he never said Kendall's name, not once. But you didn't have to squint to catch the shade. He started posting what to look for in a partner content, and let's just say it wasn't subtle. He wanted someone ambitious, goal-oriented, emotionally supportive, someone on his level. Translation, he wanted someone that was not Kendall, but he said it in a way that technically couldn't be called petty, but it was more like someone being classic or classy. Anyways, he leaned so hard into his "I'm just a man building generational wealth" character. It honestly started to feel like performance art, like he thought that if he doubled down on productivity content, the internet would forget that he was the quiet boyfriend in all those soft life vlogs. The guy that Kendall literally built her brand around is the guy doing her dirty like this. But here is the thing, the internet actually saw Kendall's version first. They saw her crying, her saying that she gave up everything, her talking about how she had no backup plan because she trusted the relationship. And that sucked. That sucked so much. So while she was unpackaging the damage in real time, going broke on the camera, warning other women not to make the same mistake, Luke was pivoting back into being unbothered, like the relationship was just some minor brand collaboration that ended and now it's time for him to refocus on the hustle. At one point, he even called the stay-at-home girlfriend trend nostalgic on Instagram Live, and he said that people don't see the full story behind those aesthetic routines, which is funny considering that he was the full story and he was the one flying her out. He was the one paying for everything, being the background character in a fantasy that he himself helped to create. But now that all this has fallen apart, suddenly he's a bystander. Still, he has no accountability. He's taking no accountability. No, I hope she's okay. It's just vibes, gym selfies, and long captions about mindset. And honestly, for a second, it actually worked because some people actually bought the "he was just setting boundaries" angle. They said that Kendall should have saved, she should have seen it coming, that it wasn't his job to carry her. And yeah, technically, he didn't do anything illegal, but let's not sit here and pretend like this was neutral. Luke benefited from the entire setup. He got the girlfriend who cooks, who cleaned, who supported his vision, who made him look like the dream guy online. No legal commitments, no shared responsibilities, just a perfected, curated life built around him. And when it stopped working for him, he worked. No mess, no consequences. Professionally, he didn't even blink. Meanwhile, Kendall had to rebuild her entire life on camera, knowing people were watching just to see if she would fail. No one is saying that he's the villain, but let's not pretend like he's some chill guy who just wanted peace. He played the game. He just played it well. Silent long enough on the algorithm to move on. The difference between him and Kendall is that while he was quiet, Kendall told the truth even when it made her look bad. She owned the mess, but Luke, he just waited it out. But some of us, we were still watching. Now, what lessons can we learn from this saga? So I'm going to talk about the pros and the cons of being a stay-at-home girlfriend. If Kendall was the face of the stay-at-home girlfriend trend, Luke became the footnote that you had to read twice. Their breakup didn't just end a relationship, it ended the fantasy of being in a relationship. And what started as soft girl living just turned into a live streamed warning. Let's be clear, Kendall wasn't lazy. She was curated, she was committed. She played the part perfectly. She was on TikTok, she was recording, and honestly, recording and editing, I'm not gonna lie, it's not easy. She built a brand around daily routines and feminine softness that made hustle culture just look violent. And Luke, he bankrolled the dream until he didn't. And that's when the illusion cracks. People started asking real questions. They started asking questions about the money, about the imbalance, about how a lifestyle can look like. Liberation right up until the moment that you're sitting alone in an empty apartment with no car, no friends, and no backup plan. And Luke, He pivoted, not with a statement, not with closure, but with silence. He posted podcast clips, he posted business advice, partner preferences that just so happened to be the opposite of Kendall. He wanted someone that was on his level, someone that was ambitious, someone that was basically working, but Kendall was not any of that after he made her quit everything. No names, no accountability, just quiet rebranding. Kendall, on the other hand, she was loud, not by choice, but by necessity. She spoke up, she told the truth that she had nothing, that the life that she built crumbled the second that the man that she loved walked away from her. It wasn't just heartbreak, it was an economic reset, and the internet clocked it, and they clocked it hard. The comments weren't just about her, they were about what she represented. Every "don't end up like Kendall K" wasn't an insult, it was literally a warning label. That dependence, no matter how pretty, isn't safety, it's a gamble. Because the soft life only works if the person funding it keeps choosing you. And if they stop, the lights go out. Luke walked away, and he walked away untouched. No scandal, no cancellation, just clean exit and client testimonials. Kendall, meanwhile, she was left picking up the pieces in real time while everybody else watched and judged. And sometimes people even mocked her for being honest about everything that went on after she left the relationship. So what's the lesson? The lesson is that the stay-at-home girlfriend dream is real. You're gonna enjoy your life, but so is the risk. And without a ring, a contract, or a financial plan of your own, you're not building a life, you're borrowing a life. Kendall is not a failure, she's a mirror. Her story has forced people to ask themselves, what will happen if your relationship ended tomorrow? Would you be okay? Would you have a plan? Because Luke didn't destroy Kendall's life, but he built a system where she didn't own the life that he created for her. And when he walked away, she didn't just lose a partner, she lost everything. And that's not just sad, that's systemic. Because love without equity is vulnerability, and dependence without protection is a disaster that is waiting to go viral. You know, that being said, let me call my girlfriend and ask her if she's going to fund my lifestyle as a stay-at-home girlfriend. Hopefully she picks.
Yo.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing much. Are you right?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm okay.
What are you up to?
Oh, I'm just in the kitchen with my mum.
Oh, okay. Can you hear?
No.
Okay. Are you eating? What are you eating?
Plantain.
Okay. Yeah, so I was wondering, yeah, because like, you know how tiresome it's been. You eating is affecting my brain. You you know how tiresome it's been for me, like, this past year and everything. Like, I'm just like, I just woke up like so tired, and like, you know how I've always told you that I have never like imagined myself like working for anyone, and I've always wanted to like, you know, live the soft life, because like, you know, I had like a dad that was a provider, and even if I ended up with a man, yeah, I would expect him to provide to some level, but I would work, but like I would not like work as hard as I'm doing, because I never like envisioned myself to like work this hard. And now like I'm like, obviously like we're together, we've been together for like a very long time. I want to be like a stay-at-home girlfriend. Like, I don't want to do anything, I just want you to be the provider. And since you're getting to tech, so like yeah, you provide for the two of us. While at home, I'll be doing things like cleaning the house, making sure, you know, I don't even like washing plates. I don't mind washing the plates. You don't have to wash the plates. I'll cook, wash the plates, clean, take care of the kids and everything, and you just provide. How do you see that?
Well, I don't know, because I also want like a soft life as well. If not a soft life, be in a soft partnership. I don't see myself providing for someone, like being the sole provider, even if I am the only one who's earning the most.
So if you're earning the most and I'm not earning the most, what do you expect? Am I not providing by like cleaning the house and doing everything? You just have to go to work and just come back. Like, yeah, I understand like we have like a soft partnership dynamic in our relationship, but like, you know.
Yeah, but I used to joke that as well and say I would like to be the one to be at home kind of thing as well.
Yeah, I know you say it too. Like, we both say, but like now I'm being serious. I'm not joking.
I'm not sure.
So what if that's what I want?
Then you're allowed to want that, but I'm not sure.
So what is the compromise?
There is no compromise, because what you're asking for is big.
How is it big?
Yeah, I think you're better suited for a man.
Why do you think I'm better suited?
And you just spoil. my appetite and my food's getting cold upstairs. But
Okay,
yeah,
so
I'll call you back.
I was joking. So basically, the video I was recording is on Stay at Home Girlfriend. So basically, it's about this girl who, like, she was a stay at home girlfriend and she just left everything for, like, her man to do. And then, like, her man was the one providing and she was cleaning everything. And then her man dumped her and she was saying that she didn't have, like, what to
Wasn't
wear.
that on TikTok? I don't agree with that anyways, because why don't you want to provide something for yourself? Why do you I don't know. I feel like you should have something that's yours.
Yeah.
If there was a period of time where I was earning a lot, but then for that to be my permanent life, that's like hard work. I can't lie. Yeah, in my head I was gonna be like, let's say cool. Like I've blown. Let's say tech is going well, and you wanna like take a year out to go hard at your like YouTube and content creation, then fine. But for that to be our permanent life, I'm not sure about that.
Oh, I thought you were going to be like, then you can walk away. I thought that's what you wanted to say.
No.
Oh.
In my mind, I wanted to think about it, to see how you said compromise. Right now, I couldn't think of one, but I wanted to go away and have a think and see how I could make it work.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
But I wasn't gonna say walk away. No, I needed to think because I needed to think and say, cool, compromise would be maybe for a number of years, take turns, maybe give ourselves a chance to pursue our own things, taking turns. That was what I was gonna think about. Not to walk away. You don't just end things like that. I'm not you.
What do you mean you're not me?
You walk away because you said that you want to be a stay. Everything you said is like valid though. You're coming from a dad who's providing. A man would like. I even feel type of way that I can't provide for either one of us. You know, you're used to your dad just handling all your bills, and that's not happening. So
yeah, but like,
everything you said
some months you give me pocket money, which is nice.
Okay, well it'd be nice some point in the years to come if I could also get some change as well.
Yeah, don't I give you pocket money?
When? Yeah, I don't want to say ever, but I don't recall.
Yeah, but I do other things to compromise the pocket money.
Things,
okay, don't spoil the moment we have now.
Okay.
That's why I don't want to read the script to you, because if I'd called you, if I'd read the script to you and I'd have called you, you'd have like kind of suspected.
Food for thought. I would have loved for you to have like recorded it because I want to listen back.
I actually recorded it, like it's recording. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you know what it is though. Like being so provider for the rest of our life. That sounds like just draining.
Yeah, but people do.
In a straight relationship, I wouldn't even agree. I just feel like no. Because you might get tired of being at home. No, because as much as I like to clean, if that was my only job, I'd get tired as well. Again, taking turns, because say if I had a baby, I'll be on maternity leave for some time. That's like different. Say if you're like, cool, I'm earning a lot, you're like, I really want to spend the next 6 months going hard at my YouTube. That's like a permanent thing. I wouldn't like that. I'd rather take turns, do it in like periodic time frames. It'll get tiring. You get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, can I go and eat now?
Yeah, you can go and eat. My recorder says low battery, like low battery. How is it low battery? Okay, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation that I had with my girlfriend. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Can you please like, share, subscribe if you care, if you want more videos like this. I have other videos I need to record. Also, the Jehovah Witness. I've seen so many emails from you guys. Thank you guys so much for like literally replying via email. The video will be out this month or early next month because I just do everything by myself. So yeah, but that being said, another thing, I'm back on Instagram because people were like, oh my god, your Instagram is deactivated, blah blah blah. So I'm back on Instagram now. That's the second thing. And what else? I can't remember, but those are the two things that you guys should know. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on Instagram. My girlfriend said I don't announce my other social media because she said diversify your following on YouTube, and I get it, but I feel like Instagram is more personal, so I have like mini anxiety when people follow me on Instagram. But if you want to follow me on Instagram, that's totally fine. I understand. I appreciate it. But thank you so much. I really do love and appreciate each and every one of you. Until next time, bye. And someone said that I'm speaking about parasocial relationship, but I'm saying that I love each and every one of my followers and supporters. Yes, the fact I say I love each and every one of my followers and supporters does not mean that you guys are forming a parasocial relationship with me. That's not what it means. It means that I love you guys because you guys have really helped me, have supported me. You guys watch my videos and you guys have really helped me, especially in times of need, times where I think that there's nothing going on with my life and I'm about to literally crash, I know that, oh, I have YouTube to work for. You guys have helped me in ways that one day I'm going to speak to you guys. Like, this is like my little baby, my safety net. So why would I not recognize the thing that has literally saved me mentally and otherwise? Why would I not love the people who support me? I love you guys for supporting me. For like, there are other videos that you guys could have clicked, but you guys will click mine, comment, push it out to the algorithm. So little steps, because yeah, I'm not going to flinch on that. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for bringing the meaning to my life. You guys may not know it, but I love the fact that you guys show up for me. And yes, you know nothing about me, and I know I may know nothing about you, but it doesn't mean that I cannot say I love you guys, because I love you guys for always showing up for me. So I don't know if the person thought they ate, but he didn't eat. But anyways, guys, I think I'm done. This is my third time recording this video. Your girl is tired like capital T. But yeah, I'm going to go and take a shower and wash my face, and I need to do some house cleaning because I've been busy throughout the whole weekend. But that being said, thank you guys so much. Until next time,